got a lot of competition that's out there, but let us support local. Let us support who we are, and that is being African. We are Africans at the end of the day.
So we do acknowledge what you guys have done for our brand online.
Yes, yes.
We can't constantly be looking at Western trends when in fact Western fashion is looking at us all the time.
I'm a self-taught fashion designer. At some point, being a fashion designer was not a realistic dream for me. So the fact that I'm traveling the world, it's just an extra.
Opportunities, television, all these kind of things are very big when it comes to people that don't understand that kind of information. So how about you bring that information to them? They grow up, they go back home, like, oh my God, do you see those twins? I want to be like them. They live right next door. Success feels like it's just a walk away. It's not too far.
Hi, I'm Toko Mabuza, and I am here with Trendsetters Only at the local fashion police, and I am here with two wonderful, beautiful, stunning people. May you please tell us your names?
Tabo Mukwebo from Kosinkosi.
Oh my, the lovely Tabo, and you are?
I'm Nobukosi Mukwebo, the other half of Kosinkosi.
Oh my, now you get to see the whole brand. As you can see how gorgeous it is. Now, can you please tell us more on what you're wearing? We understand who is behind it, but let us know more about it. Let the people know what this gold represents.
So this is the celebration of African Bank turning 50.
Yes.
So this year African Bank turned 50, and we did put a capsule collection for them. So this is us celebrating audacious people.
Oh, audacious. We love audacious people.
Yeah, so and the spirit of entrepreneurship of what African Bank stands for. So we're here and proudly SA as well, and we're invited to be one of the show designers.
Yeah.
And we showed up
You
with
did.
the gear.
You did. You know what? You really did. Oh, mommy, do you have anything to say?
So what I love about what we're wearing is that we are representing the founders of African Bank. It's a bank that was founded on the basis of entrepreneurship. It's a bank started by entrepreneurs to support entrepreneurs. And that is what they're here to do today. They're supporting entrepreneurs so that we're always making sure that the economy of this country can be sustainable. So we are so proud to be here because it is not easy being a fashion designer in this climate. We've got a lot of competition that's out there, but let us support local. Let us support who we are. And that is being African. We are Africans at the end of the day. So thank you.
We love that you show it from your hair to your clothes. As you said, being audacious, fashion is being audacious. And we love that you really came and showed out because you need to have audacity to put certain things out there and to be an entrepreneur, to bring something from the grassroots to what it is now. You really have to be audacious. And that's fantastic. Ooh, the story, the impact that you guys have had, I feel it without you guys even have to say it. I absolutely love it.
Wow.
How'd you say? You have to stick with Trendsetters Only, no?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate the support.
Yes.
And we do acknowledge what you guys have done for our brand online.
Yes.
Yes.
As you said, with you being on the cover of Trendsetters Only magazine, how is that being? Like, that is such a big thing because, Trendsetters Only always highlights the growth and people who have gone above and beyond. And now that you're on the cover, showing that you are above and beyond, showing that you're not a trend follower, you're a trendsetter, hence the name. How is that for you?
Well, it's the only publication that actually put us on the cover this year. So we are very grateful for the fact that you guys acknowledge that we're part of that community,
Yes.
We always keep our faces to the ground and we just work. So when a person says, hey, you're doing a good job, keep on doing it. Like, we do acknowledge and we appreciate that as a brand.
Mommy, with that appreciation, what do you have to say?
So I love what Trendsetters has done. What we aimed to do this year is to showcase who we are as Africans and do a cultural display in Paris on the runway. We went to Paris with support of African Bank to showcase their uniforms. And what we did was we showcased it in such a way that it was a cultural display. and for trendsetters to take that, embrace it, and make sure that it lives on further than just on the runway. That is something that is spectacular, and we salute trendsetters for making sure that what we were trying to achieve resonates and continues.
Ooh, it will continue to grow with Trendsetters Only because with the name, you guys are trendsetters. Now, with that being said, I hope you have a spectacular night. Continue to show your face, continue to be authentic, continue to live local, buy local, be local, show that this economy is greater than what people see it to be. And let fashion be the story that we need to tell. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much. Oh, it was lovely having you guys. Hi, I'm Tokozile Mabuza with Trendsetters Only at the local fashion police. I'm here with
Nzuki Simbane from Imprint.
Anne.
Asanda Majipi.
She's too modest. She's one of the judges, and he is internationally recognized as one of the amazing designers. So, with that being said, you won recently, and you're international, and you've done so many things. Tell us more. Tell us what stood out for you, because you can get so many things, and when you grow in this industry, it's like you set a standard for yourself each and every single time. So now, with that standard being set, what can you say in the past that stood out, and what do you want to do with that in future?
I think it always goes back to how I started in the industry. I'm a self-taught fashion designer. At some point, being a fashion designer was not a realistic dream for me. So the fact that I'm traveling the world it's just an extra. It's an extra to the fact that I can stand next to Asanda. The most recognized design. Like, we grew up knowing that Asanda, that's a powerhouse. So for me to be mentioned in the same sentence as people like that, it's so validating. It's I think it stands out more than anything, the fact that I can now call myself a fashion designer.
Ooh, that is wonderful. And now we found out that you recently did a showing in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Well, you see, being international like that, tell us a little bit about that, being a trendsetter, as you can see, with Trendsetters Only.
Cool. So in February, we did New York Fashion Week, which was interesting, amazing. Shanghai was amazing. It was a beautiful experience. Because we create, sometimes you just create for the sake of creating. You're just doing something that you love. So for me to arrive at a place where, because that's the future, for them to gravitate towards my work, to love what I do, and to actually establish the fact that I do have a clientele, that there is a demand for the work that I do, that is amazing. And also it inspires me. In as much as I'm the fashion designer, I'm a qualified accountant. So there's always that business mind that also walks in when the fashion designer walks into a room. So just being there, I saw how they do things. At first, it was intimidating because it reminded us of the work that we still need to put in, just looking at how far they've gone. But also, once that intimidation sort of wears off, you start to think differently. You start to look at stuff that you can take away. What can we implement? And more than anything, just looking at our textile industry, looking at where sustainability is moving, and just the conversation and contextualizing it for the Africans. For me, that was my takeaway. And I have a lot of ideas that you guys are yet to see.
Ooh, you know what? Can we stick with trendsetters so trendsetters can showcase these ideas as well? But mommy, you see, as he's coming with his ideas, the powerhouse that you are, I mean, look at what you're wearing tonight. Being in this industry, seeing the growth, coming across people like this and them just looking up to you because of the work that you've done, and seeing that it's so hard because you had to make a platform for yourself, before even coming out. So tell us about that, because, teach us young ones.
I think in life, you're constantly learning. Old learn from young ones learn from old. And as creatives, I think we just strive to constantly create. And some of us will want to inspire future generations, inspire an African aesthetic, and some don't. So like me, all I really, really, really focus on, I like how do I put it? Paris has their own look. Africa must have their own look. South Africa must have their own look. We can't constantly be looking at Western trends when in fact Western fashion is looking at us all the time. So my thing is we must constantly propel our own craft, our own trends, our own fabrics. Like I love the fact that Imprint creates their own fabrics. I'm like here backstage, there are so many people that are printing their own fabrics, creating their own textiles. And I love platforms like these because it gives us designers chances to see other designers. But for ordinary people to see that South African designers are creating trends, creating fabrics, making beautiful designs. Like, that's all I can say.
You know what? She said it beautifully. With that being said, I am going to give you, Mommy, and you know what? Both powerhouses. I hope you have a fantastic night and stick with Trendsetters Only, man. Let us showcase your beauty. I am Tokozile Mabuza, and I am with Trendsetters Only here at the local Fashion Police 2025 with Proudly South African. With me today, I have one of the amazing designers here. May you please introduce yourselves?
I go by the name of Warren. This is my twin brother Prince, and together we are Madonsela.
Ooh, yes, we're here with Madonsela. Yes. Now tell us, what was the grassroots of why you started?
I think we started from a very kind of like sentimental place, you know what I mean? Coming from the east side of Johannesburg, Okatlehong, a very kind of like noble township. And I think the core root of why we wanted to start our brand was to speak about the resilience of Black people and Black communities. And coming from those kind of places, very important that it's not a lot of us that get the platforms or the opportunities to speak about the narrative or to be the voices of our people. So if we can translate that through fashion, where we can speak about our stories, and then we can mix that with contemporary art, I think that's where our base root is. Madonsela does not only speak about the clothing, but it speaks about the journey, about what every Black kid kind of like goes through coming from the township. And it's a very important factor that we become those vessels so we can open that bridge, that it's possible for our narratives and our conversations to be heard outside the bridge. So the brand, most importantly, was based around us getting the opportunity and understanding ourselves and making sure that our message does not only speak for us, but it speaks for our people. So that's almost like a synopsis of what Madonsela stands for and what it represents.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, with that platform being given to you and with your story making an impact, would you say that it has satisfactorily saturated the industry that you have not only been in, but made your own space, and with the voices that you speak for, you know, because there are so many voices, as you say, you know, coming from a place that is not necessarily disadvantaged, but not looked at so well.
Yeah.
So would you say that your impact has aligned with the goal that you started with?
Basically what I like with our brand is we wanted to turn township negativity into luxury, because not that the township is not always bad. There's a lot of luxury in the township, and it starts from your mindset. With you're born in this area, but don't downgrade yourself. Don't feel bad about yourself. Still love yourself, respect yourself, and be like, you know what, I'm born here and I'm still a great person and I can be whoever I want to be. So with our clothing and our brand, it's creating hope for the young kids from where we come from, because like our headquarters are in Katlehong, and our brand is called Madonsela because actually our street name is Madonsela. So it's like a more of a community brand. So every time these young kids see us, they're like, oh, actually, this thing kind of does exist in these spaces. If they can do it, and I can also change my mindset and be like, I can also jump into those levels if I change my mindset. So that's what we're trying to create, Guti. Your location that you are in right now doesn't determine, Guti, that's where you want to be forever. Just change your mindset and from there things will get better. And yeah,
I think also just to touch on what Prince just said right now, I think the township lacks role models just because as soon as we become successful, the first thing that we think about doing is moving out of the township. So automatically that creates an almost like a nostalgic feeling of like success is too far away. So if maybe, for instance, we are in our studio in Madonsela, like you said, with our headquarters are in Madonsela, as much as we have other studios outside of the township, but when people really want to come to us, they come to the hood, it's because we want to maximize the identity that a young kid can still see, oh, probably South Africans' cars are parked out the hood, or Beyonce just rocked up in the hood. So if we do that, the inspiration, the role model becomes much more closer, because the further you take inspiration outside where you come from, you make it seem as if nami kumele ngifike esentini, nami kumele ngihlale esentini ukuthi abantu banga-understand ukuthi ngumuntu onjani. So let us now start being those role models where we are existing in real time. Real life, re know, re da. And you can see that. You know what I'm saying? Opportunities, television, all these kind of things are very big when it comes to people that don't understand that kind of information. So how about you bring that information to them? They grow up, they go back home, like, oh my God, you see those twins? I want to be like them. They live right next door. Success feels like it's just a walk away. It's not too far. So I think us building that brand is to try to inspire that success needs not to be looked out of where the means are or where it actually started. What grounds any kind of personality or any kind of individual is understanding the core analogy. We call it the root of where everything starts. And if you understand what that means, you understand exactly what you're doing it for. If you're doing it for yourself, then definitely do whatever you got to do. But if you're doing it for somebody else, then your narrative and your story needs to translate very differently according to how you position yourself, according to how you move, according to how you conversate, and according to how you portray yourself. So, rona re Madonsela, Benekandi, Collocationing, Township, Katlehong, and if you want us, that's exactly where you're going to find us. So we are like almost like a walking museum of township excellence. And we want to carry that story to the world until the world understands that the township is not about the notorious things that are happening there. There is beauty.
Yes.
There is resilience. There is art. You just need to find people that make you believe that it actually exists. And I believe we want to be those kind of people.
You know what? That couldn't have been said better. Makes you guys trendsetters.
Yeah.
See why you were trendsetters only? And now, with that being said, you guys look spectacular. You know, keeping the whole twin-esque, but then still having your guys' own identity, own originality, but still being the voice of people. Really setting trends. I can't even put it in any other words.
Yeah.
So tell us more about this specific look, because I mean, these two look so good. These two work together. These two really do set trends, but they can be so different in so many ways. From the zip even.
the weird thing is people always think we dress alike. We actually don't dress alike. It's like we just always have this sequence of style. So even if we come from different angles, it's like, okay, it's similar, but it's not the same. So, you know, I feel like we've matched our own identity and we understand it so well to a point where people think we're dressing alike, but it's so different from each other if you could look at it up close. So fashion is more about that. Like, you need to understand what your identity is and what you're doing it for and what it means to you. And likely we share the same mind in a different way. So it makes it better.
And also, like, I've always felt like understanding fashion or any kind of intelligence is understanding yourself. You need to convey a message outside of your career path. So Madonsela is not about the clothing. Let's not get it twisted. It's about the story. So when you wear a Madonsela jacket, you almost feel like you are representing yourself. So the clothing then becomes your body armor. It's like going into this world full of chaos, and you can just put on this jacket and you can remind yourself how confident you can be, how resilient you can be. So if our clothing does not make you feel like that, then we are doing the wrong thing, right? It's not about looking glamorous. It's about being in that shell, wearing a leather jacket, and oh my God, I can face the world right now. So it's almost like a confident booster with understanding Wuti. Just wearing one piece of a souvenir of items or a clothing from Madonsela, you can now embody that confidence that's been in your body the whole time, but it didn't find a way to unravel. So our clothing is supposed to evoke those kind of emotions, those kind of sentimental meanings. If they don't make you feel anything, like I would like for you to buy one of our items and then you want to put it in a frame and frame it because you know, Guti, that's a souvenir. And when someone walks into your house and like, what is that? You're like, you do you know what that jacket makes me feel like? Kind of thing. So if it does not give you feeling, then that means we are not conveying the message that we are supposed to tell.
Oh, that is beautiful. Now, with that being said, silver and gold, I shall let you guys get back to the spectacular fashion police, local fashion police, and stick with Trendsetters Only to continue to see the growth of Madonsela, the voice of people in townships.
What